To be American, oh boy, I don't know. I mean, that can mean a lot of things, but I guess in short, if you were born here or if you become a citizen by, I guess, the process.
Um, yeah, I guess it's more than what you identify with because, I mean, everyone has this ideal, like, oh, what does American look like? But it's more than just that. It's kind of showing that what you have and what your background is to bring and to show other people.
To have, I guess, the proper paperwork and legal right to live in America.
I think being American is about your values, and it's hard to list a specific set of values, but it's like freedom, individuality, pursuing having ambition and pursuing your goals.
Oh God. Well, it's difficult to answer because there's so many different definitions of American. You have your racists, you have your normal people, you have your college students, you have your high schoolers, you got your children. Everybody views American as different. You got your fat guy on a wheelchair yelling America with a hot dog in his hand. And then you got the super fit guy running down the highway looking like he can beat out some of the cars that are driving. So
For me, I think it means to be proud of who you are and where you come from, not to hide it. I think it means that you, as an individual, have individual rights, and I think that something that Americans have is that individual freedom.
It's a great question. I wasn't prepared at all for this. To be an American, I think in America we have freedoms that are particular to only our nation, so exercising those freedoms. I don't know. Yeah, I think freedom is it's like the number one thing that I don't know, differentiates us from other nations maybe.
Oh my God. I guess if you have a birth certificate or yeah, we'll just go with that.
Wow, that is a big question. What does it mean to be American? I think living in America would be good, yeah. Which, like, a lot of people in the world would classify that as anywhere in North or South America as Americans, because they technically live in the Americas. Fun facts.
Live here, do all the things we do here, do American things. 4th of July.
If they consider themselves American, then they're American. That's how I feel. Like, people associate themselves with what they want to be associated with.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Well, I just think that we have, like, a great sense of pride, and we have probably the most confidence out of anyone in other countries. You know, like, I think, but it's bad because when other countries think of us, they think of jackass, so that's bad. But yeah, I think it's just a great sense of pride for like who we are.
It means that we have a lot of freedoms that a lot of other countries don't have.
Yeah, we have a lot more opportunities, and I feel like a lot of people don't really realize it, but if you actually like look into it, we have way more than other people do.
Be a citizen of the United States, have a passport.
I mean, I guess it would just be like illegal, like aliens, I guess.
Undocumented?
Without illegal immigrants?
Undocumented worker, undocumented person.
Opportunists. Should I explain that or?
Yeah.
Other countries are war-torn, and we don't like to take those war-torn countries. Refugees, mainly because our country is almost overflowing as it is. We have like 300 million people in this country. I mean, that's not as much as India, China, Tokyo. But I guess those what I said was opportunists. I guess they see the slightest opportunity and they'll take it. I mean, you can't blame them for that.
Without a visa or paperwork, I guess, I seldom have conversations about such people. Immigrants, illegal immigrants? I guess that's illegal, so illegal immigrants.
Illegal?
Undocumented workers.
Immigrant. Illegal immigrant.
I mean, people? I mean, they're still people.
I would just say immigrant, maybe an illegal alien. But I don't like saying that because alien just has like a bad connotation, so.
Well, I know the government uses illegal immigrants. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
Illegal immigrant?
Immigrants. Foreigner.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I would say if they are in America, yes. Obviously, people immigrate to different places around the world and stuff, but I say if they're immigrating into America, then yeah, they're welcome.
I mean, I think they want to be. Like, I don't know, you can't really call somebody not an American. I guess legally, technically legally they're not, but, you know, if they contribute to America or, like, just want to exercise the same freedoms that Americans do or, like, be a part of what we're a part of, I can't, like, not call them American.
No.
Yes.
To an extent, yes. If they do what we do and have to do all the things that we do and follow the rules, then yes.
I mean, once they're here, they are. If they don't plan on going back, then yeah.
Yeah, sure. They came here because they think that they have a better opportunity here. They're not trying to do anything harmful, so yeah.
That's a hard question.
Yeah, that is hard. I'm like iffy about it because I know a lot of people just want the same freedoms we do and the same opportunities, and just I guess like some people don't really want to go through like the whole process, I guess. So I'm like iffy about it because I know it's like there's a lot of illegal immigrants that take jobs away from us, I guess, but at the same time I know they're like looking for equal opportunities, so that's kind of.
Yeah, I think it depends on the person because I've like known people who personally aren't like American citizens, but they contribute a lot to our country. So, I mean, it just depends on their motives, I guess.
No.
No. I never really thought about it. I'm indifferent. Yeah, I would say no.
I mean, kind of what you just stated. Anyone without like a social security card or that isn't paying taxes, I guess.
Well, the media portrays it as just only a Mexican issue, which really it's not. Everyone comes in this country. There's a lot of immigrants coming to this country, more than just Latino or Asian population. There's a lot of people from East Europe, West Europe. And honestly, it's a lot of people who are just able to come to this country who are undocumented. It's not just this one single identity that does it.
Just someone who's living here and like working and making money that's not legally supposed to be here.
I think there's students trying to get a new education. I think they're new parents trying to find opportunities for their families. I think they're workers trying to get opportunities for themselves and their families.
I have a class that studies foreign that kind of thing. Yeah, words and stuff. And in those, it's people from the Middle East. But I guess in our country, we're looking more at Spain and that's not Spain, but the lower region, Mexico, Colombia, and then Haiti and all those places. So I guess they would be the people I look at if we were to do it. But I mean, I'm sure plenty of other people come into this country that I don't know anything about.
They could come anywhere. I mean, I think they're part of the world. I think they're welcome into our country, obviously, with certain boundaries, and they do need to have like certain visas or certain things just because of the law. But I think they're definitely welcome, and they're just like us.
Who? I don't know, like any person who wants change from coming from wherever they are, or prefers the lifestyle that they, at least what they view our lifestyle is like, or what they believe it to be like, or like had to get out of wherever they're coming from for whatever reason, in a hurry, I suppose, or like I don't know I think the inconvenience of becoming like a resident here is probably like a time thing, or yeah, I would guess it was a time urgency thing. So probably just people trying to get here in a hurry.
I don't think it's any one type of person.
When I think of undocumented immigrants, I think of people who are coming here to work, but who, due to the legal restrictions on immigration in this country, are unable to get visas to do so, and come here legally. And so out of whatever reasons, there could be a lot, they decide to come here without a visa.
People who aren't originally from America, I guess.
I mean, they could be from Southern America, they could be from Africa, they could be from certain parts of Europe, wherever really, from anywhere other than the United States, I guess.
Oh, anyone, but I think I'm biased just because I think people think of like a different skin tone, different hair color, they think of Hispanics or Chinese or, Asians, but it's like someone from Canada can come and be an immigrant, someone from Europe, so just like anyone, you can't tell the difference.
I guess I think of people, this is kind of stereotypical, but like people crossing the border from Mexico,
but I don't.
I mean, that's not the only, obviously the only people, but I think that's like the first image that comes to my mind.
Comes to a lot of people's head.
Yeah.
Like race-wise, it can be anybody, honestly.
I think of just people trying to
Escape.
get that American lifestyle, kind of like
The American dream, yeah. Probably like maybe escaping a bad country, because like I know a lot of people come to America for like that reason.
I mean, their children, I guess, would, if they're born here, they'd be citizens. So yes. I don't know. It kind of depends on the situation.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know personally. I don't really have a personal view about that, but I don't know.
Do I know if they have one? I don't know if they have one. I hope they do.
Everybody has the right to an education. You can't deny somebody education just because they're not from our country.
I think they should. I think that an education for everyone is really, really important, and that no matter where they are, who they come from, they should just have an equal opportunity like anyone else.
I believe they do.
No. In their own country.
Do I know if they do, or do I think they should? I don't know if they do. I think they do. Like as in just like in general. I don't know if they're guaranteed one in this country. I don't think they are unless they're citizens, which they would be if they were born here, but not all of them are.
I don't know for sure. I mean, I think they do. I think they're allowed to.
Yeah, everybody has the right to an education. Like, the thing about education, like, you want to learn to communicate with other people, like different nationality, like just different people. Like, if you're not educated, you won't be able to accept the differences. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, they do. I think you can't discriminate based on that for like public education. I know like they can't like ask you if you're a citizen, right? I don't think. I think that's how it goes. I don't think they can ask you.
You know more than me.
Depends on if they were born here or not.
I think so. Sure.
I mean, they can come from anywhere, but the answer that you might be looking for is probably Mexico.
Primarily just because of my background, Mexico, but also I think of, the Asian American population, the West Europe population, also the Middle East. Like I said, all over the country. I don't just think of one single, group.
Probably mostly like right from across the border, I guess Mexico, just off the top of my head.
I first think Mexico. Recently, I think of Guatemala. But yeah, Central American, Latino countries.
I'm pretty sure like all over. I've heard stories of people coming from all over, and not necessarily, going through the legitimate process to become a citizen. Yeah, not really a specific location.
Anywhere, India. I mean, Mexico obviously is a huge one.
I mean, the stereotype, I think, is to think of Latin America, primarily like Mexico, other countries in Latin America, but then, like, it can be, like, from any country, really. There's, like, lots of other countries out there,
I mean, whenever you say that, I think of, the stereotypes, and I think of, I don't know, Chinese people and, Mexicans and Puerto Ricans.
I think probably I would just say someone from Mexico. I know that's bad, but just because I'm from Alabama, and so growing up with a lot of legislation that was trying to curtail Hispanics from working in the state, I always think of undocumented as someone from Latin America.
I guess it can come from any country, but I typically think Mexico and people who are bordering the U.S. who come here illegally.
It really depends. It's not really one country. I mean, a lot of people are coming from Europe, but also Mexico, anywhere, honestly.
I would say the closest is Mexico.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind, but honestly, I can think of anywhere.
Yeah, probably anywhere.
I do not.
Yes.
No.
I actually did know what it meant. It was, the legislation passed by Obama. It was like a pathway to citizenship and help make it easier for these workers who contribute to American society to receive the benefits of being an American citizen.
The DREAM Act, I imagine that's something like the white picket fence dream that we have for Americans. Well, I guess that's one thing we can all agree on. The white picket fence, so that's the only thing I can think of.
No, someone who believes in a bright future. I don't know.
No, not. I mean, I know my definition of a dream or whatever, but not particular to the DREAM Act, I think.
No.
Yes. No, I don't. I know that's a political phrase. A dreamer. I think that is that connected to policy surrounding the Obama administration? But I don't know. Yeah.
No idea. No clue. So.
A dreamer? I mean, someone with a dream until they accomplish it, until they get it.
Is that the one that President Obama passed, the legislation that says that I'm not sure, but he passed legislation and basically it kind of gives them a pardon, they can go to college and things like that. Something like that.
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Somebody who wants to fulfill the American dream.
No, I don't.
I think it's becoming one.
Not really. People portray it as this heinous crime that, it's as equal as to committing murder, but it's not. These people just are striving for a better life and wanting to contribute to the country that they call home. And the only thing that's setting them back is they're unable to gain legal status because of the way the citizenship citizenship processes here?
I think we've got a lot bigger problems and a lot more stuff going on, but it's definitely a problem.
I don't think it's a problem. I think it's, and I have issue with the word issue. I think it's a topic that needs to be discussed and more prolifically at that.
Eventually, it might be, but right now we seem to be doing fine. I mean, from what I know, unemployment rates are down, according to most places. But, I mean, eventually we are going to have too many people, but that's just going to be everywhere.
I think it could be. I think if how many people are like continuing to enter America without visas and stuff, it could become a problem. I think right now it's sort of like people are just starting to realize it. Like I've heard it on the news every once in a while and stuff, but I think over time, yes.
Like for the country, I don't know. I think the process is flawed a little bit, probably. I think it's a problem that I think people perceive it as a problem, and that's a problem. Like, and something should be done about the process, rather than the people who just want to be a part of our country.
Yes.
I like problem I think is like a loaded word there, just because like is it a problem? No, it's not. Is it a thing that's impacting our country? I think yes, but like whether that's a problem or not, like that depends on how you look at it and like how you see it, because you know most people who come to this country without